Why won't my water heater drain? You shut the cold water off, screwed a garden hose onto the little valve at the bottom, opened it up, and almost nothing came out. Just a sad trickle or a few seconds of flow that choked off and quit on you. So now you're crouched on a wet garage floor wondering if the thing is broken, or if you did something wrong, or if this just turned into a plumber's bill. Here's the part that should take the pressure off. A water heater that won't drain is almost never broken. It comes down to one of two things, and they are easy to tell apart once you know what to look for. I've drained and unclogged a pile of these, so I'll walk you straight to the fix. Picture the water inside that tank as being held back by one of two closed doors. Behind the first door is trapped air. Behind the second door is a clog. Open the right one and the water pours out the way it should. The whole job is figuring out which door you're facing, and we'll rule out the easy one first, because that one is most of the calls. Before you touch anything, kill the heat. On a gas heater, turn the control knob to pilot or all the way off. On an electric heater, go to the breaker panel and flip the breaker for the water heater off. This matters more on electric than people think. If the water level drops while an electric element is still powered, that element burns out in seconds, and now you've turned a draining problem into a real repair. Gas is more forgiving, but you still want that burner off. One more warning before we get our hands dirty. The water in that tank is sitting somewhere between 120 and 140 degrees, which is plenty hot enough to scald you. If you can wait, shut the heat off and let it cool for an hour or two before you drain it. If you can't wait, just respect it, wear closed shoes, and stand off to the side of that valve, because when a clog finally lets go, it can spit out hot, rusty water with some real force. While you're down there, do a quick sanity check, because two setup mistakes look exactly like a broken heater. Make sure the drain valve is turned all the way open, since those plastic valves barely open a sliver on a half turn. And make sure the far end of the hose runs downhill to a drain lower than the valve itself. Loop it up into a utility sink, and gravity can't pull the water out, so you'll swear it's clogged when it isn't. Now let's open that first door, the air one, because this is the 10-second fix that solves most of these. With the cold supply up top shut and the drain open, you've made yourself a sealed container. Water wants to run out the bottom, but no air can get in at the top to replace it. So it sits there locked like a finger held over the end of a full straw. Nothing moves until you let air back in. Plumbers call it a vacuum lock, and it fools people constantly. There's a dead giveaway for this one. If the heater drains fine while the cold water supply is turned on, and then stops the second you shut that supply off, you do not have a clog. You have trapped air every single time. The fix is to give the tank a way to breathe. Walk to the nearest sink or tub, open the hot side of the faucet, and leave it running. That opens the pipes and lets air work its way back toward the tank. A lot of the time, that one move gets the drain running in a steady stream. If it doesn't quite do it, go back to the heater and find the temperature and pressure relief valve, the brass fitting near the top with a little lever. Lift that lever all the way up to let air straight into the top of the tank. Keep a towel under it, because some water may dribble out while it's open. The second air gets in, the water should gush out the drain hose and keep running. If that worked, you are done and you didn't spend a dime. Go ahead and finish your flush. But let's say you let the air in, you open the hot tap, you lifted the relief valve, and the drain still just dribbles or sits there dead. Now you know it's the second door. You've got a clog, and that clog is sediment. Here's what's going on inside. Every time your heater warms up hard water, a little of the mineral in it falls out and settles to the bottom of the tank as grit. Over the years, it builds into a crusty layer, soft like wet sand or hardened like a shell of rock, and it piles up right where the drain valve opens. The cheap plastic valve on most heaters has a small opening with plastic webbing inside, and a chunk of that mineral bridges across the hole and plugs it solid. Air is getting in just fine. The water simply can't get past the blockage. Clearing it is all about escalating. You start gentle, and you only get more aggressive if the gentle stuff fails. The second water runs clear and steady. You stop. You don't need to run the whole list. Just work down it in order until one of them breaks the clog. Start by simply working the valve back and forth. Open it and close it several times in a row. That pulse of pressure shifting around inside is often enough to crack a soft clog loose and let it wash on through. Costs nothing, takes about 10 seconds, and works more often than you'd guess. If that doesn't clear it, poke at the clog directly. With the valve open, take a stiff wire, a straightened out coat hanger is perfect, or a small flathead screwdriver, and push it into the valve opening and swirl it around in a circle. You're physically breaking up the mineral right at the throat of the valve. Keep yourself off to the side while you do this. When that plug breaks free, it can blast out a slug of hot, dirty water with no warning at all. If poking doesn't do it, back flush the valve, and this is the move that clears the most stubborn clogs. You're going to push water backward through the valve to blow the blockage up into the tank where it can fall apart. Grab a washing machine fill hose, the kind with female threaded fittings on both ends. Close the drain valve, connect one end of the hose to it, and connect the other end to a different threaded faucet like a laundry tub spout or an outdoor spigot. Turn that faucet on, then open the drain valve. House pressure shoves water up through the valve the wrong way and punches the clog loose. Give it about 15 seconds of that, still getting nothing out of it, then try stomping on the hose. Have a regular garden hose, not the fancy kink-proof kind, attached to the drain valve and running out to a floor drain. Then stomp down hard on the hose a couple of feet away from the tank. That sends a burst of trapped air back up into the valve, and that little shockwave can knock the sediment loose. It sounds ridiculous, but it works far more often than it should. There's one more trick before the messy option. Hold a wet, dry shop vac tight against the open end of the drain hose and switch it on. Instead of pushing the clog, you're now pulling it out from the downstream side. Not everybody thinks of this, but when pushing won't work, pulling sometimes will. And if none of that works, the last resort is to take the valve off entirely. Fair warning, this one is wet and it's a real job. With the heat off and the tank drained down as far as you got it, you unscrew the whole drain valve out and let the tank dump straight out of that wide open inch-wide hole into a bucket or a floor drain. Now you can reach a wire or even a finger right into the opening and clear the throat by hand. Have a replacement valve, some Teflon tape, towels, and a bucket all ready before you start because the water comes out fast. If that tank is still mostly full and under house pressure, this turns into a two-person soaking wet ordeal. And honestly, that's the point where calling a plumber stops being a defeat and starts being the smart move. While we're here, let's talk about not fighting this again, because if your valve clogged once, that cheap plastic part is going to keep doing it. When you've got the tank drained, swap that plastic valve out for a brass ball valve with a lever. It runs about $40 to $80 for the part, against under $15 for another plastic one, and it earns back every extra dollar. The brass one opens a full-size path with no webbing inside to catch chunks, so future flushes pass the sediment instead of choking on it. And flicking that lever back and forth shears any clog apart on its own. I'll drop a link to a good one down in the description. Now a quick word on when to quit and pick up the phone. If the valve is seized or snapped off on a full tank and you can't get it open without flooding the room, call a pro. If the sediment is so rock hard that nothing drains it at all, the tank is probably near the end of its life anyway, and if it's over 10 years old and getting rusty, you're better off pricing a new heater than nursing this one along. And if you ever smell gas while you're working near the control, stop right there, shut the gas off, and let the space air out first. So that's the whole picture. 2 doors and only ever 2. If your heater drains the moment you open a hot tap, it was just trapped air and you got off easy. If it took a wire, a back flush, and a new brass valve, then you cleared a real clog and fixed the part that caused it. Here's what happens from here. Once that water is running clean and steady, let the tank drain the rest of the way and finish your flush while you've got it open. Then put it on the calendar to flush this thing once or twice a year, and do it while the tank is still warm, because cold settled sediment cements itself in place while warm sediment rinses right out. Stay on that schedule, and the next time you drain it, the water just runs and you won't be back on that garage floor wondering what went wrong. Everything you'd want for the job, the brass valve, the washing machine hose, a solid shop vac, is all linked down in the description.